Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for the Spankatron 5000 show with your host, Kelsey Todd.
Oh!
So when you listen to it, I think it's the left channel. It depends on what ear you put them on.
Yeah, I can definitely hear you in the left channel.
Okay.
Yeah, I can.
And if you want to turn your levels down, it won't affect your speech, but it'll affect what you're hearing. And let's see here.
La la la.
John, you are check 2. Madonna, you are 4.
I'm 4.
Parker, you are 3.
That one was turned way up. That's why.
But I
That's why
am
it
still
was super
learning to
loud.
love.
Yep. You're still learning to love.
I don't know how.
And then this, you want to be like around here, like
I'm a little bit.
close-wise.
Is this good?
That's good, and you can adjust your mic, like if you want. It's
Okay.
kind of wonky,
I'll
like
get it
those
down here
mic
in
stands
my
are a little shitty.
face. Hi there, buddy.
I'm excited because I have to adjust it up slightly, which makes me feel a little tall.
This is
Totally,
exciting.
yeah. I did that on
I
purpose.
take the little wins I can get.
Hey, who wouldn't?
I feel like a dainty
For the
princess.
listeners, John is 12 feet tall.
He is 12 feet tall. It's made some of our improv scenes have been a challenge.
He gets endowed as Paul Bunyan a lot.
A lot.
It's
A lot
really
of
unfair.
times and seeing these people climb on me, it's just a thing.
And you get random Harlem Globetrotter scouts coming up to you and being like,
Completely random. Several NBA teams tried
I mean,
to steal
they
it from
totally.
us.
They go to most improv shows.
They do, yeah. It's known in the industry. For those out there in the world who don't know, Harlem Globetrotter scouts are like the worst audience members because they're always like, hey, wait, stop. You want to join our team?
No, I met worse ones. The Guinness people, man, they do not let you go.
Ever
Guinness
since
people.
the Sonics left town,
Oh, man.
they don't know what to do, and they just kind of hang around the Key Arena area looking for people who are kind of tall.
Problem is, the only suggestion they give is spinning a ball on your finger.
Totally, yeah. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Or a whistle.
Could you showboat? Do you own your own sequence?
You know what's great about this podcast is I already started recording.
Oh, awesome.
Fantastic.
Good,
That matches my experience.
Usually you wait like 5 minutes to tell people that they've been recording the whole time.
we've been talking the whole time.
Well, I've always wanted, and I say this in every podcast too, I've always wanted to have a really okay, everyone be quiet. I'm going to introduce the podcast now, but it seems really weird to do that. So I
Yeah.
just start recording and we just go with it.
It's not organic.
I can tell you, it's hard. I started a podcast, and my recent recording, I had to do the intro about 6 times.
Isn't it weird? It's a little like you feel like on the spot. And what I'm going to try not to do is I say like all the time on my podcast. And when I listen back to it, I'm like, oh my God. So I'm not going to do that anymore.
You're gonna give up like for Lent.
Totally.
It's Mardi Gras.
I'm making t-shirts about that actually.
right.
Give up like for Lent.
Give up like for
I
Lent.
have a little Facebook like thumb.
With a cross, or not a Christian cross, but like a Ghostbuster cross.
The no L.
What is that cross called?
Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to use my magical device here.
If only we had
Wait, you mean like an X?
the circle with a line through it that we call
Yeah,
like
the
cross something out,
Ghostbusters.
but I don't want to say like a cross because that people think of like the Christian cross.
Right.
Crisscross.
It's like a circle with an X in it.
Yeah. Well, it's not an X though; it's half an X.
It's just called the no symbol.
The no symbol.
Oh, you know what? It's called the prohibition sign.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Look at
wow.
But Wikipedia recognizes it as the no symbol.
Well, I would trust Wikipedia more than history.
Oh, certainly.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey, John, do your mic. Just talk into the mic like you would again.
You are listening to me talk.
I gotta make sure your mic's on. I think it's on.
I haven't said anything interesting yet anyway, don't worry.
That's fine.
No, I know. No, it's
John's here more for ambience than...
no.
Oh, yeah, you're on.
Just kind of doing self-test on
weird.
mine too.
Is it possible I haven't been
Self-conscious.
that could be possible.
I haven't heard you this whole time. What's going on, dude? Okay.
John was a ghost the whole time.
He's a 12-foot tall ghost.
See, the interesting challenge and spotlight for this will be I also have a YouTube streaming channel,
Ooh.
and whenever I watch my own stuff, it's me and one other guy, right? And we're both either in complete silence or playing the game well. So I've always said that, like, oh, it's because I'm doing 2 things at once, and now that I'm sitting in a chair and talking into a mic, I assume I'll fall down or be quiet.
Totally.
Gosh, I am not on
Yeah.
the ball. You've got like a YouTube channel. You've got your own podcast. I bought a costume for a character I've been thinking about. I have a full costume though. I have the gaiters. I have the petticoats. I have a pith helmet. I'm ready to party with this thing. I'm
I
very
don't even know what
excited.
some of those words mean.
Pith helmet.
Yeah. What's
Well,
that
that's
It's like, like a British explorer.
yeah.
like
That's
the helmet
the
they wear.
safari helmet.
Oh,
that they
cool.
Have. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have Gertrude Morgenstern, a doctor of adventure. She's a professor of adventure from Harvard University. And due to her exploits, they no longer offer a PhD in university. An adventure at Harvard University. It's unfortunate.
I bet
This whole...
Indian folks look at those hats as like racist hats.
Oh my gosh, that's got to be like a swastika now that I think about it.
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel bad for
Or
having
probably
purchased one.
most of Africa.
True.
In the
I think
garbage.
it's better just to assume that anything I do is wrong.
Yeah.
It's that whole part about being white,
I'm-
unfortunately. We have to,
I'm white. I am a walking burning cross. I am
awesome.
so sorry.
Oh, that's a horrible Halloween costume.
That's not good.
Trick or treat.
Oh, what's your costume, young man?
I'm a burning cross for Christ. No,
Uh-huh.
that doesn't work.
I'm not gonna give you any candy.
And then like the burning bush at the back is like, he's lying.
Yeah, exactly.
You
And
call
then there's
that.
like a Burning Man guy just in the very back smoking some weed and throwing sand everywhere. That was stupid. I'm going to introduce everyone now. I just have to say the obligatory welcome to the Spankatron 5000 show.
Woohoo!
I am so welcomed.
Thank you very
I
much.
feel very welcome.
I was super excited to have you guys here. It's funny I always I was saying I always want to do some crazy hey, welcome to the show, here's today's guest, but it never works out that way, so I actually like it better, so introducing people. To my left is John Araya or Araya.
You got it right the second time. That was
Araya?
Awesome.
It
I
makes
still
you
get
feel-
it wrong most of the time, and I have been in a group with John for like 3 years.
Yeah, if it makes you feel any better, it's Hispanic and I don't pronounce it right either. So, and I figured it's my name, so I could pronounce it how I want.
Do what you want.
Totally.
Yeah.
John and I took a Rosowski class like a year ago, and it was really cool, and I've seen him perform with Parker. And the first time I saw you two perform together, you're doing duos at UP, and every time you ended the scene, you guys would like giggle like wildly, and then like start doing your scene again.
I'm shocked.
I was
shocked.
cracking up the whole time. You did the scene where like every time the scene stopped, you had to get closer to each other and do the same scene as you're getting closer, and like you guys were like giggling the whole time.
I mean, that's pretty much all our scenes.
Were there people watching for that? I thought that was just me. feeling
Yeah, we were just
awkward.
out in the alley.
It was
watched
live.
you.
No, it was live streamed to the White House. Across from me, someone I didn't really meet until tonight, but I've seen her before.
Oh dear.
Is
Is that why that telescope is outside my window?
it is. I walk up to your window with the telescope and I look directly at
Just
you
looks
through it. It's
directly
all
into it.
it's all blurry,
No.
like because I'm so zoomed in on you, but at the same time, it's cool.
He's not actually sure what he's looking at, but he's just pressing just against the glass. It's weird.
Yeah, it is. Madonna Kilpatrick.
That's the one. There you go.
And to my right is Parker Thompson.
That's
Yeah, I was worried.
I
You
was trying to
had
think of
you had
something
me
clever.
concerned.
I was thinking it's like, and now to my right, a man who deserves no introduction.
Totally. I tried to think of something clever and nothing was coming, so I just thought I'd be honest and, be in that free fall that is improv.
Yep.
he has the death mark in 12 systems.
Nice. True. Have you guys read the book,
Nope.
The Star's My Destination? Have you listened to the book?
Ooh, maybe.
Hey, speaking of that, let's settle the age-old argument. If you've listened to a book, do you tell people you read it or you tell people you heard it? You're like, yeah, I heard that book. That sounds dumb.
Yeah, I
I
feel
heard
like
the whole Game of Thrones series, but I tell people I read it.
I feel like I'd tell people I read
I
it.
do qualify with the I listened to the audiobook.
Yeah, I think
You
so
do a
too.
qualifier?
Yeah, and it does bring down the book club every time I do. I'm like, we tried, Ethel. We tried to read it. We squinted. Don't you understand that niece is half blind? She did her very best. She's been holding it up to her nose. She's been smelling book for 2 solid months, and you just listened to it while you were ironing?
They should have like a little smell-o-vision thing on your iPhone that when you're listening to an audiobook, it just like puffs out the smell of paper, old paper books.
I've heard it's a mild hallucinogen, which helps you when you're opening the book and you're picturing the dream world that the author has laid out for you, and you've got this hallucinogen slowly wafting into your nostrils.
Like Narnia.
Like Narnia. So that's why I read all of my books in a wardrobe.
And you have a snow machine.
I do have a snow machine.
That's cool.
A little fawn comes by.
And just like a box of Turkish delights.
Yeah.
and what are the Turkish delights anyway?
Wait, was that set in World War I or World War II?
Two.
Two.
It was
Two?
World War II.
Yeah.
No one cares about one.
No.
Oh, well, they didn't know enough to care.
And they didn't have wardrobes in World War I. That was invented afterwards.
That was
so.
invented.
It was
Also,
right after the war. It was
Right.
like, hey, we need wardrobes. With
Lots
all-
of things. They invented lots
We
of
need a
things.
thing. We should name it after what we just had, that war. We'll call it a wardrobe.
Mhm. The guy's name who invented it was Drobe, and he loved war.
Yeah.
Oh man,
He
this
later
must be one
founded
of those
the...
things people read about that I just haven't experienced.
gonna be
Everyone's
okay.
in a joke that I'm not aware of.
It's a
We-
joke, I think.
We just
Yeah.
finished the run of I really enjoyed this long form show that we did called The History of Everything.
Oh, yeah, we should mention that the three of us were in the group Improv Conspiracy.
Oh, that's right.
Improv
Yes.
Conspiracy.
Congratulations on being in that group.
Yeah, actually, it existed for like almost 3 years. It's pretty long.
Yeah.
For a long form group.
That's long for a long. Is it a long form group?
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
long for long
group,
form.
It's
several
long for
projects.
any group.
That's long for any group. Yeah, hold on.
And I
gotta
joined
sit
up
here.
for the last project and Yoko'd the shit out of it. I'm good.
I've had a couple Yokos in my life. I've been a couple Yokos. I recently left an improv group I was in for 3 years, and it was really it was just time to move on, but also like I miss all the guys I improvised with, and it was amazing because it started off with 10 of us, and then that was because we were all in like level 100 classes at Unexpected Productions together, and like all the teachers were like, just form a group. So we did, and like over time we went every week in practice, and over time people like dropped off until it was like 5 people. Then people would move out of state, and we brought a couple more people in, but it was really cool to be improvising with the same people every week for like 3 years, because you get to know, like, I'm saying like so much. Stopping now.
I should keep a ticker on you.
You should.
I wish I had one of those clicky things that every time you say like, I could hit it, and then we'd know exactly how many. Like that the woman who read The Catcher in the Rye and ticked off all the swears.
Is she really?
And there's 785 swears in it.
Is that the book that's banned?
Well, there are so many. But that one...
Madonna, there's only one.
There's only one book.
There's only one book.
If they want to ban another book, they have to unban
They have
the
to
previous
unban
one.
Totally, yeah. I feel there's so many worse books that you could possibly ban.
Yeah.
But back to my initial question that started this whole thing. Do you guys know who Alfred Besser is?
No.
The science fiction author from the 60s? Okay. He wrote, some old British lady told me to read this book one day, and I'm like, okay. It's called The Star's My Destination.
Okay.
Holy shit. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh.
It's amazing.
Well, all right.
You got to read it.
John, you should listen to that book.
Yeah, seriously.
The holy
I
shit.
should if they put it on audiobook. I think, like, to answer one of your earlier questions, I don't think I could ever claim that I've read a book at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people wouldn't. I'm pretty much functionally illiterate.
Aw.
Like,
But you work, aren't you like a computer guy?
yeah.
But you just
there's
write
text-to-speech.
syntax and code
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, you find ways around it. Like
True.
I could volunteer to read to like little kids, and I just like bring them my office work, and they read it to me. And I just give them chocolate.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, it's
Is
weird.
your-
Araya, is this... I finished these documents that you wanted me to read for you, and I was just curious what non-compliance means.
Means I have 3 more weeks.
Okay, non-compliance with office protocols and disturbing amounts of nudity.
And how many of those were in there this week?
2,
Okay.
3, 4, 5, 6,
Oh, I gotta call my sponsor now.
7, 8, 9. Mr. Araya, what does cease and desist mean?
Let me see. What name is there?
John
That'd
Araya.
be my name. Who?
Cease and desist. Flatulence.
I can't fart. Damn.
In office meetings.
Hey, John, thanks for coming out to the support group tonight.
I know.
You've been missing for a couple weeks. Is everything okay?
I stopped farting for a while.
Oh my
I
God.
thought I'd stop, but here I am.
Here you are.
I've been 5 weeks fart free.
Oh my God! Congratulations, you guys.
It's really been a struggle.
Yeah.
I'm tempted every day. I feel that pressure.
And, would you do step 6? Just hold it in?
Yeah, well, and I got into an elevator the other day, and I was real tempted.
I didn't get an elevator for 2 years after I quit.
Well, and I couldn't call my sponsor because I was in an elevator.
Right, service is bad.
Yeah.
They do have those emergency phones in the elevator in case you absolutely need. But I think that goes directly to the fire department. I don't think you can call whoever you want.
Yeah, they don't want me calling about my farts anymore.
Oh, you done it before?
Yeah, they've asked me to stop.
How many times has it happened?
It's happened at least 3 times.
Tell us about the most recent experience. I mean, this is a space to share.
Well, so there were a group of well-to-do ladies. They all had furs and fancy hats in their shop, and servants in shopping bags, and so it was even more
servants
tempting.
In shopping bags or servants with shopping bags?
Both.
Okay.
And then these all fit on the same elevator?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there wasn't much room. It was so crowded. That just made it more tempting.
Hold the elevator, please. Oh, yes. Oh, thank you. Oh, Cecil. Oh, yes. Now, let's get it here. I've got several of my shopping bags here. And Cecil, are you in your shopping bag, Cecil?
Yes, I'm in here.
You're in there. That's really good, Cecil. Now, I'm going to need you to hop out. Well, we're going 12th floor, please. 12th floor. Very good. Oh, Mr. Woogum.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I can do this.
Ooh.
I am in control of my own destiny.
Excuse me. That's terribly... Ooh. The elevator seems to have stopped. Oh, no. Are we stuck between the floor? Will someone call the fire department? Is there a phone? A phone in the wall? Hello? Fire department?
Oh, yeah, this is Joseph. What's going on, Toots?
I mean oh, goodness, such language. Terribly sorry. I will let you know right now that we are in the Birmingham Tower, and I believe...
You gotta help me, I want to fart.
Oh, no.
All right, look, Birmingham Tower isn't on our route. What are you wearing?
Oh, my. Well, I assure you, I've dressed in a hunter green polonaise with several lines of crinoline, and my manservant Cecil is wearing a traditional Eskimo's parka, and he is carrying 12 harpoons. So, do please hurry. He is itching to strike a whale.
Listen, Toots, my grandpa was an Eskimo. I'm a little offended, and, you know what, I'm not coming out.
No, that is between you and Cecil, sir. I assure you it's completely authentic. Oh, Cecil, do tell him. Tell him you're an authentic Eskimo, Cecil. Arf! No, Woogums, please. No, Cecil, please. Do tell him.
All right, look, it's me, Cecil.
Oh, Cecil, do tell them.
Hi.
Yes.
I'm an Eskimo. I grew up in Antarctica.
That is where he grew up, yes. He's an authentic Eskimo, and they're authentic harpoons.
I can identify 7 different types of ice.
Oh, really?
I can't hold it in much longer.
No, heavens, please.
All right, look, I'm gonna go. Dalmatian, fire, click.
Oh, dear Lord, please grant me the strength to hold in the farts I
the
can.
name of all
and
things
to
good and decent.
accept the farts I can't hold in.
Do not let this man break wind on me.
Cut back to the support meeting. Oh my gosh, that's intense. And the firefighter didn't do anything to help?
He didn't help at all. People don't understand my struggle.
So how did you finally release it somewhere safe? Or I mean,
I threw up.
How did it smell?
Yeah, how did it taste?
It smelled like a fart, but it wasn't technically a fart.
That's rule number 12. Like when you barf up a fart, it's not technically a fart.
Yes.
You know
I mean,
what?
it's not good, but it's not a lapse.
Andy, Cheryl, do you think that Parker's got his badge?
I'm so proud of Parker. And I'm so ashamed of myself.
It's okay, we're here for you.
Cheryl, don't be ashamed.
My name is Cheryl. And this week, I farted.
Hey, it's okay. This is a loving environment. Cheryl, it's okay.
There's a sign on the wall that says no gasping.
I was in the grocery store. It is so hard. And I knew I was going to have to do it.
We've all been there.
So I tried to duck into an aisle that no one was using.
What aisle was it?
It was the Lithuanian food section.
Do they have klatkas there?
Not anymore. I blew them all away.
Well, Cheryl, this is an open space, and
I'd like to apologize to you. I'd apologize to Jesus. and let you down, big guy.
Oh my God, beautiful.
High caliber of comedy.
This is quality. This is why I'm doing open mics 3 nights a week.
Are you doing open mics like stand up?
I've been doing stand up.
Oh my God, tell me about it. I've always wanted to do it, but I've been way too
Oh,
scared.
please go do stand up.
I have some
You
material.
watched her do it in the world's smallest room.
I absolutely,
that's
I
great.
have the pride of saying that I absolutely killed some stand up in the broom closet of a Mexican restaurant on Capitol Hill. It was
That's awesome.
fantastic. The Andy, oh my goodness, can I?
The Andy
pronounce-
Dick Show? Did he go on that?
No, if I go on the Andy Dick Show, you have to fight your way through a mountain of cocaine or like
Yeah,
disorganized
exactly.
pills, and
Exactly.
they're up to your knees, and you've got to wade through it, and eventually you're just too tired. But if I fall forward, I'll fail every drug test. But if I fall backwards, I can make drug angels.
Drug angels.
Yay.
No, but tell me about.
Oh, the
Excuse me, I just ate some food.
Lucky.
Tell me about your
You're gonna
your,
brag about your food now.
your thing. Yeah, I had some ground turkey and rice and roasted peppers.
Oh, look at you
Food with
showboating
3
around.
ingredients. Oh, I didn't realize I was at the Ritz.
I didn't realize that there were fresh vegetables in this house.
You know, don't hate me because I'm a tri-fooder.
Look, there are some things I'm willing to tolerate. I consider myself pretty liberal. But if you come in here with your roasted peppers, try to tell me how to live, we're going to have words. We're going to have words, man. No, the stand-up.
I want to see how long we can go before
Totally.
actually telling any story.
Totally, yeah.
I started doing, I don't know, I mean, I had the bug for a while, but there's always this undercurrent in the back of your mind that, like, you're going to eat shit. You're
Right.
going to eat shit. And I preface this, and I try not to beat a dead horse by opening every segment by going, hi, I have Asperger's syndrome and brain damage. But it does seem to get everybody's attention. And
Awesome.
what I do have the Asperger's syndrome and the brain damage, and they're just real pluses in this particular column, but not in any other one that I try to get into. So I started.
They don't like it when you start a job interview with
They
that.
don't.
Yeah,
so
no.
like you show up at the hospital.
Unless you're genuine about it.
Unless you're genuine, I would like to open up and let you know at the law firm of Strucker and Rich that I have high functioning autism, brain damage, and no legal degree to speak of.
I've seen several episodes of Law and Order.
I have seen every episode of Law and Order.
Jesus Christ.
I usually turn it off after they get past the law part or the order part, but
The eminent philosopher Doug Benson has pointed out that the USA Network does a public service for stoners every weekend, and that they run a Law and Order Special Victims Unit marathon. So if they're stuck on the couch and they get accused of having pissed away their whole weekend, they can go, "Nuh-uh, I did a marathon."
That's awesome. That's
There
fantastic.
Every time.
Where'd you? So no, but really, like, where'd you do the improv or the stand up?
Where was the first one that I did? No, I
Scratch Deli.
hit a. You know, I've never been to Scratch Deli. I'm learning about new ones all the time and trying to fit them in the. This week, I'm definitely gonna, and I don't know when this airs, but this week of February 10th, 2016,
This airs in August.
before the
There's a really big lead time on these episodes.
before the robot uprising, I was performing at the Monkey Pub, 9:00 on Wednesdays. But the big one that gets a lot of my attention is the Comedy Nest at the Grotto and the Rendezvous on Second
Oh, yeah.
Avenue. You ever heard? They refer to themselves as the Comedy Womb. I don't know if that creeped people out, or I don't know why. Their logo was awesome. It was like an egg and like a human ovum, and then a bunch of microphones trying to get at it, like a little sperm.
That's awesome.
It was awesome. I don't know why they changed it, but it must have been some inner office thing. But it's a really warm, it's a really welcoming environment, and I don't know if that's just the way they are there, or because I tell them that I've got brain damage right up front, and they're all super polite to me.
That's awesome.
There's this little imposter syndrome that I get that's like, are you really being nice, or are you like, that's a good job, Timmy?
Totally.
Way to go. I bet you can't wait to tell your buddies about that when you're washing vegetables at the Safeway tomorrow.
Dude, there was this guy that I worked with at when I first moved to Seattle. I worked at Safeway. I was like a lead teller at Wells Fargo in California, making not like super good cash. This was in 2008, right when like the housing market collapsed.
Sure.
And I actually got I air all my dirty laundry on this podcast, so all these people know like the skeletons in my closet. I actually got demoted because I was such like a drunk and like I used to like obviously I used to drink a shit ton and I quit like years ago and but I also smoked a ton of weed.
Yeah.
And
like
so one day or actually 1 week I didn't change my outfit for 4 straight days.
Oh my gosh.
And like at that point, like my white shirt, like you can like I got like little sweat and dirt things going on down along like the hand collars. What are they called?
The hand collars, sleeves, wrists,
cuffs, sleeve cuffs.
sleeve cuffs.
I got dirt on my hand collars. And like
Collars.
my boss
your
came up to
shirt
me and he was like, "Look, I made a promise to myself this morning. If I saw you come in with the same tie, I was going to demote you, and that's exactly what I'm going to do." And I'm like, Jesus Christ! But I was stoned out of my mind, and I was like, looking back, I totally deserved it, but that was really embarrassing. That's completely off the subject.
If you are a cannabis aficionado, the onus is on you to
Completely.
dress correctly and bathe regularly.
Correctly.
You should
Correctly.
you should be the young Republicans going out into the world with your red ties and your spotless little rotary lapel pin. Oh no, I'm a cannabis enthusiast.
Mm-hmm.
Let me preach the word to you about glaucoma.
Exactly. And so I moved up to Arlington, Washington from California with my then girlfriend, and there was no work up there, so I got a job at Safeway as like a helper clerk, which is pretty much like, hey, go put a dog food on aisle 7. And I did it, but there was this one kid that worked there, and he was deaf, but he was the biggest dick, and he like
I know.
he would text, like he just texted all the time because he didn't want to speak, and I would be like loading shit on a pallet. He'd be like, "Hey, fuck face, your dick's really small." And he was like 16 and I'm like 29, and I was like, LOL. And every time he'd walk by, I'd like flip him off. He'd flip me off. It was all like in good fun. Then I found out he was a total cokehead. I'm like, dude, like you're like 16 or 17, you're deaf, you text like a motherfucker, and you're a cokehead. But he was the nicest kid, but he was also a dick. That's my whole story.
That's a complex character you've laid out there. I want to know more about little Timmy, the deaf cokehead, who texts. I mean, what was he texting about? Who was he talking to? Were they like, was he like
when management would need something, instead of like flagging him down or like running down and like touching him to get his attention, they'd text him and be like, "Hey, we need a bagger on like lane 7 or something."
Oh, so these were professional texts.
Yeah, but then
except for the ones about Kelsey's dick.
Yeah.
Except for the one about Kelsey's dick and all the coke and the coke on Kelsey's dick.
Yeah.
I feel like Kelsey's dick probably is an exception to a whole lot of systems out there.
Yeah.
True, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in most HR policies if you dig deep enough.
True, it is. Yeah.
And not just Kelsey's dick specifically.
Yeah.
A lot of different firms he's never worked at.
True.
I like to think that like those policies have been in place for like many decades, and your parents, knowing the type of children they would inevitably raise, named you Kelsey Todd so that you would match all these pre-existing rules.
Exactly. Yeah, totally.
Oh, the Kelsey Todd bill. It was passed in 1968.
Yeah.
Were you even? Yeah.
Come in. I need to talk to both of you. I understand there's been an incident. There's been.
I'm reading your lips, so I'm going to respond.
Okay, thank you. I know you're deaf, and we're.
You don't have to say that.
So you don't need the interpreter anymore. Am I free to go?
You're free to go.
Free to go. Right.
I just don't want to be here. Could I take off?
No, you need to. You're part of this.
Yeah, you're part of this. Kelsey, you've been flashing your dick all over the office. We've gotten some complaints. I know, Robert, you were complaining that it was inappropriate that he.
Officially, I read the company manual and know that I'm not allowed to complain about Kelsey's dick, but I can complain in the rule book around the general pubic region. And I thought it was untrimmed and unprofessional. Yeah, and he does not deserve to be junior executive vice president.
The Testicle Amendment of 1972 makes a clear exception. So, Kelsey, only the tip can come out from now on.
That's just, I mean, I appreciate you being, this way and being kind, but that's a little, just the tip?
Just the tip? You're perfectly allowed to show the tip. No pubes, no testicles.
I think we'd all appreciate that.
Yes. I think we're being extraordinarily accommodating. Look, we know you're deaf. We know you have issues.
This is a nudist colony. Why am I the only one who has to be clothed and I can only show you the tip of my dick? You guys are completely naked right now.
That's true, but I keep things trimmed.
Look,
we all know that certain deaf people have bad hand-eye coordination, and so when I go to trim my pubes, I've cut myself multiple times.
I'd like you to explain to me exactly how you feel that your motor coordination has been tied to your ability to hear things.
You want to hear the story?
I do.
Yeah.
Okay. I used to drive tanks in World War II. and I got hit with a mortar shell from a kraut, and it hit the tank so hard, and I actually had my mouth on the steering wheel because my friends inside were like, "Hey, steer with your mouth," and I was like, "All right," and they bet me a pack of smokes and a couple Pall Malls, which are the same thing, and I did it, and then all of a sudden we got hit with the kraut bomb, and it shattered so much of my brain that I went deaf. But I also had my hands on the steering wheel with my mouth, and it just like kind of like cha-cha-cha, like fucked up my whole nervous system. And you guys hired me, thankfully, to work here at the nudist colony. But I mean, I can't shave my pubes. I can't shave my pubes, okay? And I don't appreciate having to be the only one here who's clothed.
Look, it's an unintended side effect of the Kelsey Amendment that it requires that you not show your pubes or balls, regardless of what else you show. Our hands are tied here.
What if Miranda, you're...
Oh, yes.
You're an exceptional artist. What if you drew a picture of a trimmed dick and just... we could place it over my crotch with that?
Well, I certainly could, but why don't you just put on pants? I'm sorry.
God, you guys.
I have to look at it.
Fine.
I mean, there's another
Okay,
issue.
pants are on. I'm zipped up, okay?
See, now it just seems like you're against the spirit of the
braid
thing.
it?
Yeah, it's a nudist colony, Kelsey. Get your shit together.
Look, I have another thing I need to talk to you about. It's clear you haven't combed them in at least 5 days, and I promised myself this morning that if your pubes were all over the place, I would demote you.
You know what, Gary? How many times have I emailed you asking for a comb? The company comb, and you've never given me one.
Honestly, no one wanted to use it after you. There is a rumor that you had pubic lice.
I got him in the war.
From
I'm a war
kraut bomb.
hero from a kraut bomb.
Was that a bomb made of sauerkraut?
You guys want to hear what happened?
I do.
Yes.
And I especially want to know how the enemy soldiers got around the long-existing treatise that says you cannot bomb Kelsey Todd.
Well, and it's a biological weapon to include pubic lice in your kraut.
Well, that's not actually what happened.
Okay.
So
sorry.
after we got attacked by the krauts, they thought they'd killed us all, so they drove off in their own tank. We all got out. We were fine. I was a little frazzled. I couldn't hear anything. We went to a local barn, and inside the barn there were a bunch of German women, and they were like, "Hey, you guys are Yankees. Thank you for saving us."
Ja, we have heard you are the Yankees. Thank you so much for saving us.
You're Yankee soldier boys.
And could I
John.
show you my schlumpy?
John, I can't read lips yet. What are they saying? Tap me on the face.
They're saying they want my ass.
You want your schlumpies for schnoodles?
We don't want that one. We only want this cute soldier boy.
We are very interested in the cute soldier boy with the ripples on the tight pants.
John, I can't hear it. Can you write this down? Can you write down what they're saying? I can't understand a thing.
Sure.
Tell him we are in love with his braided pubic hair.
Yes, we want to do things to him.
We want to do nasty things to him, and we will schlumpy on his schnoodles. We should all try.
Keeping it classy.
Just keeping it
classy.
100%. This
is my world, like doing
can't-
inappropriate scenes about dicks.
I can't wait till my mom listens to this one.
When I put this on Facebook, I don't include my mom, my Aunt Bev, who's like this super beautiful older woman who's super classy. I don't include her, and I don't include a couple other relatives, but the rest is like fair game. I don't think they listen to it anyway.
I know some exceptional and some distinctive people, and I'm going to, as proud as I am of what we're doing right now, I am going to hide this from them.
You got to. And feel free to untag yourself when I tag you in the post.
Tag me. That's fine.
Okay,
that's
cool.
fine. I'm going to promote it like I promote everything else.
Oh my God, I love you.
My parents have much lower expectations of me than most do, so they'll be fine with this.
Yeah, my parents don't care.
Every week I've been putting out a flyer of where am I embarrassing myself this week? At the Monkey Pub or the Comedy Nest or on somebody's podcast or out on the street.
I definitely want to come see you do stand-up because I'm scared to do it and I want to be inspired.
I really want to do it, yeah.
The Monkey Pub, and I love the Monkey Pub. I've told everyone it's a fantastic dive on 53rd and Roosevelt. And I've told them on more than one occasion that it reminds me of my grandmother's old bar. That I grew up in South Carolina, and she had I call it a bar, and my mother reminds me it was the corner store. Yes, it was the corner store where they sold beer and broke pack cigarettes, and there were 2 pool tables and a jukebox, and it definitely was not a bar.
Mm-hmm.
with just the nostalgia of the pressboard walls and the light up Miller sign, and it's a lot more rockabilly in the Monkey Pub because, of course, it's not Lexington, South Carolina. It's Seattle, Washington, with pinups on the ceiling, and people bring their dogs in there because, of course, they do. But you should definitely come up to the Monkey Pub open mic on Wednesday nights, and the sign up starts at 9 p.m. Generally kicks off around 9:30.
Okay.
And that is where I go to make the most of a fool of myself. It's a pretty solid, because like if you go to any open mic, they're going to give you about 3 minutes with a light at 2. But like you've got a light. This gives you about 60 seconds.
That seems
to
like a
wrap it
short
up.
amount of time, but it's probably eternity when you're up there.
It's a lot longer. But the Monkey Pub will give you 5 minutes to just ramble on.
Wow.
Which is great.
And they'll let you stop before 5
They
minutes, right?
will let you stop. No, they will not.
Do you have like did you start off with a certain material that you like are like rewriting and whittling down till it's like better, or do you just kind of go up and just freeform it?
I have told a couple of people that I go do my set, and once I stop shaking, I generally have some more jokes ready to write down. Like, where did I come
I found that was true watching a couple of them too. It's like it immediately just inspired new jokes.
What did I have a joke that here's some jokes that I'm not allowed to tell at the Comedy Nest anymore.
Awesome.
Like, I watch a lot of Netflix. I watch a lot of TV. When I was growing up in the 90s, they didn't know what high functioning autism was, and they all seem to subscribe to the Bill Cosby School of Medicine.
Oh my God.
You just put the pills in the people and they do what you want. It calms them right down.
That's awesome.
I don't really, I tell them straight up that I don't necessarily know if I'm going to make plans for the evening. It's a hard thing to do when you have high functioning autism. You make plans, and then at the last minute you have some kind of like anxiety reflex, and you go, no, I can't. I have to hide with my Netflix. And also if you make too many plans and tell people about it, then the prosecution starts throwing around premeditated this, a conspiracy to commit that, and that's just not what you want with your life.
Oh wait, are you actually high functioning autistic?
Oh yes, I don't lie about that.
Oh, cool.
I've been staring at you awkwardly the entire. The listener will not be able to tell that I've been occasionally having to glance away, and what's happening? And I stare at the ceiling a lot.
Awesome.
It's something that doesn't really, I come from a long line of orators.
Mm-hmm.
I tell stories.
I can tell you're a really good voicey.
Thank you.
You're a really good voicey, Missy.
Oh, I have a voice.
Yeah, see? Welcome to my campaign.
I also do my Lois Griffin impression for people. And it's terrible. Oh, Peter, I'm carrying iced tea. Don't make me laugh like that. I said big meat. I was going to let that one go.
That's awesome.
So, do you have like relatives that are like famous orators? Like ancestors?
My great
or incestors.
Well, I'm from South Carolina, aren't I?
Sorry.
But, oh, my family can never listen to this one. Apparently, I don't know if he's my great grandfather, my great grand uncle William Gilmore Sims, and there's a statue of him.
Will Sims.
Will Sims, yeah.
I can't tell if it's one of those book things where everyone else on the table just knows.
No,
about a bunch
nobody
of really famous
knows
orators.
outside
Okay,
of.
great.
All I was just going to point out that there's a statue of him in the Battery in Charleston.
Oh,
nice.
Cool.
That's really
So,
I'm
there
related
you
to
go.
Mary Todd Lincoln.
Awesome.
She went crazy.
Oh,
but
she. I
I'm
don't
technically
even know.
related to a president. Or
I
president's
heard-
wife.
And here's a couple of things because here's my stupid the Asperger's. I have trivia in my brain all the time. We don't know necessarily that Mary Todd Lincoln was super crazy so much as she was into the seance stuff at the time.
Right.
And her son Robert Todd had her committed because he was annoyed with her.
Ooh, really?
That
She
was
was super depressed though after.
Yeah,
After,
and he just didn't
Home
want to
Dude
deal
died.
with it and said, well, send her to the... They did that all the time with women they were bored with. Let's just pack her off.
Well,
Somebody
it
shove a
was the
needle in her
time.
brain.
They did the right thing at the time. No, I'm kidding.
They did
Okay.
the right thing at the time.
Here's one of my ideas for an improv set. It's really short, and I'm probably never gonna repeat this.
I think it's recorded for everyone.
Hey, thanks for coming out tonight. My name's Kelsey. Yeah, is this thing on? Okay. You ever wondered where people have not butt fucked each other? Grand Canyon. What about the moon? Or the North Pole? I want to have a guest on a show who's a billionaire venture capitalist who wants to use all his money to fund butt sex astronauts on the moon. All right, thanks. That's been my set.
That'll actually go over great at the Monkey Pub. I think that's
Cool.
You'll have people sign up for that program.
Awesome.
But I personally
Really
do
kickstart that.
I think the moon is the only place.
Young man, my name is Jeff Bezos. And I was so inspired by your plan. I want to fund your butt sex astronaut program.
Oh God, thank you so much, Mr. Bezos. I've been wanting to do this my whole life. You don't understand.
Sir, 7 grant applications for the BSAP program are awaiting your signature.
All right, well, hand them over to me and I'll sign them.
BSAP, here you go. Here's BSAP A. This grant will pay for 10,000 gallons of lube that will be transported directly to the moon.
That's quite a lot. Do you think that's a little bit too much? I mean,
You could never have too much lube. Listen, I'm going all in on this. I sold Amazon. I sold everything I had except Blue Origins, and I'm putting everything into this mission.
what's Blue Origins?
That's my space rocket company that really exists.
Oh, is that what we're using to get up there?
Yes.
Oh my God,
Blue Origins for the BSAP program.
this is amazing, you guys. I mean, I haven't picked a co-astronaut. Can I go? Can I be the one who goes, or do you guys have
Yes,
someone planned already?
But I want to be your co-astronaut,
Jeff, it would be my honor.
and I get to be the top.
Well, the suit that I designed is actually just backwards, forwards. So, like, I stand behind you or you stand behind me. So there's no top or bottom. There's a front or a back. You want to
Okay.
be the back?
The back, then.
Okay.
Sir, we've reached a snag. I'm afraid NASA confirms that our Earth lube will not work on the moon.
Damn it!
Damn it,
As chief scientist, it's an unsolvable problem.
Mr. Musk.
We cannot find a lube that'll work under the pressures of zero gravity. The friction, man.
Perhaps we should contract with the International Space Station to see if they'd be willing to test several experimental lubricants that we've been working on down here on the surface.
Or we're still working on how to make that
You know what?
sriracha sauce that doesn't spread everywhere in space.
Oh, that's right.
You know what, Kelsey? I'm going in dry. It's the only way, damn it!
You are a maverick. We cut to the moon 2 years later.
Sir, are
Yeah.
you ready to begin?
Beverly, it's me, Kelsey, I'm prepared.
Are you standing by for penetration?
I
One
had a-
small penetration for man, one large, very large penetration for mankind.
mankind.
We are countdown to insertion at 10, 9,
Come on, you beautiful boy, get up there.
8, 7,
Thank you, Kelsey.
6,
Thank you.
5,
It won't work.
4,
Jeff, I can't get it up.
3,
You don't need to get it up. That's not required.
2,
Oh, wait, you're behind me. I keep forgetting.
1.
We cut to 100 years later, and that's
There's a statue of this event.
in Central Park, and
And this, children, was the first successful butt fucking in space. Here.
wow.
My parents named me Jeff after him.
I grew up in poverty because the government stopped helping us little kids grow, and they spent it all in this weird space program.
It was thanks to their tireless efforts and years of research into zero-gravity lubrication that average Americans like you and me are able to butt-fuck in space whenever they want.
Yay!
B-F-I-S.
B-F-I-S. B-F-I-S.
Insane.
Best
Oh my
podcast
God,
ever.
Best podcast ever. All right, we're going to do a quick break, and we're going to, not a real break, we're going to do some freestyle rapping.
Oh boy.
All right.
Oh,
That's usually
boy.
where it gets less appropriate, so...
We're going to do a freestyle rap, and then we're going to get back and do
I'm-
some more scenes.
Dope, fresh, and in effect.
Hell yes.
You know how I know this podcast has a rapping section?
Why is that?
It's because I clarified with Parker about 4 times, saying, "Do I have to do the rapping?"
You don't have to if you don't want
You
to.
don't have to.
But you've heard me rap, right? So, like, that's the standard you have to be against, which is not high.
Okay, but
But John-
we've established everyone's racial identity.
If you don't throw down, how are we going to solve our various beefs?
Well, and how will we save the community center?
We've got to save the community center. Old Man Higgins is going to tear it down to build a parking lot.
Unless we can throw down some fresh beats.
Word, the time has come, and you and I must rap for freedom and trust. It's time for us to save the community center, because if we don't, then we will be out on the street.
Yo, it's Old Man Higgins, and I've been climbing the rigging, and I want this community center torn down, and I'm gonna take you down.
Hey, I'm just a little kid. I live in this town. I come here every single day and watch my boyfriend drown. That's right, I get a new boyfriend every day. I don't care if you don't like me because I'm a little boy, I'm gay, but I kill all my boyfriends. I bury them in water, and then when they die, their skin gets hotter. That's right, I'm attracted to little dead boys, but I'm one too, so it's okay.
Hey, the time has come. We're gonna save community center with the bodies of dead kids. We're gonna dig them up and sell them to perverts, because that's the way we do it.
Hey, I'm a pervert. I got 64 bucks. You got a little kid I can put in my wall? You heard me right. Insulation time. My house is really smelly, but it also has limes.
This is great. This is great for the community center.
Take it, John.
We will
I
save us.
know this.
Sorry, kids. The community center's canceled. Shut it all down. Shut it all down.
John can't make a rap about butt sex. I just can't do it.
What am I gonna do with all this space lube?
Hey kids, it's me, Jeff Bezos. Nothing raps with Bezos. Next sentence, please. Okay, I really want a latte right now. I'm gonna go get the milk right from that cow, then I'll boil it in his dead burning carcass. And then I'll call my great-grandma. Her name's Farkas. She's hot, she's sexy, she's really, really fly. I really hope that she never dies.
Yo,
I'm Farkas and I died last week. I'm really sorry that I left you like this. I wish that you hadn't boiled my cow, because if you hadn't, I'd still be alive.
it's me, Neil Armstrong. I'm an astronaut. Things are gonna get astro high. That's right, I'm gonna do you in space. Gonna do you inside your little place.
Yo, Niall Anderson, you're my favorite Egyptian astronaut. That's right, Nile, not Neil, the greatest river in the world. Hey, a banana peel. Niall Anderson, the greatest Egyptian astronaut in outer space. Yeah.
Greatest in the world and also outer space.
Niall Anderson.
He likes bananas, but not for what you're thinking.
Doesn't
Take
believe.
it, John.
This is you responding to me literally saying, whispering, I'm sorry, I can't do this.
I can't believe you
John's
can't
here
do
to
it.
rap. He doesn't know how, but that's all because he is not a cow, and also not a guy who likes to do rapping, and neither do I. I kind of blew my wad early on in this thing.
In my heart. Blowing lots of wads. Blowing lots of wads. I do believe in God. Write it on my bod. I do believe in God. Blowing lots of wads. I do believe in God. Aw. It's over. All right. That was a
That was awesome.
that was a freestyle rap break, and now back to scenes.
That's what happened. Did we ever establish what happened to the pile of dead children?
I don't even know, dude. I don't know why I went there. I can never rap and be appropriate. It's a skill I haven't. I need to go to church.
I'm crying. Yeah, we all need to go to church now.
You need to be cleansed.
Parker, how was your move? How did it go?
It went okay. I got everything moved on Saturday, so all of my shit is in boxes. And I have like no time to unpack, so that sucks.
Are you paying more in rent now or less in rent?
Oh yeah, I'm paying more than twice as much.
But you're also living alone now.
That's true.
Oh, who were you living with before? You were living with...
I was living with Laurel
Mhm.
and my friend Andrew.
Okay.
So it started out as the improv house because it was me and Laurel and Stephanie.
But Stephanie moved out with her boyfriend, right?
Yeah. So
What's how's your podcast going? Tell everyone about it.
yeah. So we haven't released any episodes yet. I want to try to get a few buffered
Queued up, yeah.
And so it's called Driving Miss Wiki, and
I love it so much, dude.
we recorded on my commute home, and basically my carpool passenger reads me articles from Wikipedia, and we discuss them. And whenever we get bored of the article or whatever, we'll hop to another link on that article and go to something else. So then whatever article we end on, that's where we start next week.
Oh my god, I love it. Do you you hit a random Wikipedia thing, or is it like starting at A?
So what happened is this podcast was inspired when we spent an entire commute reading the Wikipedia article for fire extinguishers. And so we started from that article, and then when we end the podcast, we'll just jump to a link on the page we're on, and that'll be our next start. So we started from fire extinguishers. We've done we did a bunch of pressure vessel stuff. We
How about
talked
you and them
about
pressure vessels, dude?
mountain zebras. We talked about Prague, Texas, and Prague, the Czech Republic.
Oh my god.
We talked about pendulous masses of flesh, I think was the
So how many
phrase.
episodes do you have recorded?
So we have 2 recorded right now.
Okay.
I recorded one earlier today on my drive home.
What are you using to record it?
So I have this H4n portable recorder device.
Those are awesome.
Yeah. And I have lav mics, but I haven't figured out how to connect more than one to it, so I haven't used them. And I think it's okay.
So you're both recording off a central mic, like you.
Yeah, so it's a little device that has 2 directional mics on the top.
Oh, but that's cool though.
Yeah, and so
I'm not in any way discounting your hardware. I have a GoPro and like a sock full of wires.
You beat people with it.
I don't beat people until they learn.
we recorded a test episode off my phone, so this is a significant improvement over that. But yeah, it's interesting. The same thing John was saying earlier about doing 2 things at once, because I'm driving, so like occasionally I'll stop talking because I'm just paying attention to the road.
Attention to the road, yeah. Had the very special episode where you both die in a car crash. That's not.
Yeah,
Save that for sweeps.
yeah, exactly.
For sweeps. That's awesome.
And the Pookies, Neil Kaiser and his wife, are writing us a theme song.
That's
awesome.
so cool, dude. I love them. I had them on, I think it was like the 3rd episode of this podcast. I'd love to have them back.
And they just released their CD.
Oh, really?
So you should go to their
Oh,
Bandcamp.
right on.
People.
Let's
yeah,
plug them. Plug them super hard.
I love the Pookies.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna ask you if you would make me some like podcast art, like for like iTunes album art or whatever.
Yeah, I would love to. And if you want to, if you want to like record an advertisement to throw at the end of this or the beginning of it or midway through, we could totally do that too.
Totally. Unlike what we just did, which was not.
Right, exactly.
Completely unstructured advertisement.
Hey, I'm Parker. I have a podcast in my car. Check it out. No, I would love to, seriously.
Yeah, sweet.
John,
what do you do for a living? Something with computers, right?
yes. I type
Cool.
on
Hey, Madonna. So,
Yeah.
no, I'm just kidding.
I actually feel like when I meet people, like the fact that I do improv in my spare time comes out before my job, because I love my job and I work at Microsoft and I enjoy it. I'm a software developer.
Sure.
And I will talk about it passionately for hours, even though a lot of people either think that it's boring to listen to.
I love that stuff.
Oh my god, he's going on about cascade failure again.
Oh my god, CSS.
He's doing that thing.
JavaScript,
Really?
factory patterns.
Tell me about your stupid mouse again.
Ruby on Rails.
Can't
Tell me
handle
about your
it.
factory patterns.
Tell me about your hex code. If
The
you tell me
optics come out so well.
oh, did they come out?
do
So it's
they?
really
I love
fantastic
optics.
that the optics come out next year. That's fantastic.
No, but what do you write there? Like, what do you actually do?
That got weird.
I'm not sure.
Just back out
There's
of
a bunch
that.
of like IT guys like jerking off in their basement listening to this episode. They're like, oh, God,
I wasn't
yeah.
sure at the end if I
I
was.
get down here, they're covering something we like.
Suddenly this goes crazy in like the IT crowd. Like they love this podcast.
Are you being sarcastic, man? I don't even know anymore.
But no, but like, what do you write? Do you write code?
Yeah. So I'm a software developer. I am a senior, so I kind of do a lot of architectural stuff too sometimes. I work on a service that is meant to help customers interface with their customers better. If that makes sense.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Do you write it out by hand or do you type it?
I use a magnetic pen and I wave it over my computer, hoping that the bits come out just right.
Cool.
I mean, real programmers use butterflies.
Someone got the reference I was clearly stealing from.
What's that from?
I think I missed
It's
that.
an XKCD comic.
Oh, gosh. Oh, I love webcomics. There's so many of them. You can't keep up with them all anymore.
I love Cyanide and Happiness.
Cyanide and Happiness.
Saturday Morning Breakfast cereal is pretty good too.
Yeah.
I used to read Something Positive, and Something Positive is practically a soap opera now. Like
I've never heard.
Something Positive, somethingpositive.net, and by Randall Mulholland, and it's just got such a storyline to it that you have to go back and read the whole thing. It's not like XKCD or Cyanide, where they pretty much stand alone.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can, but with Something Positive, there's definitely a sequential nature to it.
Yeah.
It's like this is probably why I've gotten down on keeping up with them, is because that storyline is so heavy.
I don't like things that involve commitment.
No, right?
I found there are podcasts that are like, webcomics, not podcasts, that are like.
Not everything's a podcast, Parker.
It's all about
I was
podcasts.
podcasting on my way to work today. It's like, are you sure you weren't just driving?
So can I talk about my podcast?
I loved my dream podcast I had last night.
It's really just driving and talking to myself.
I started a new Sweat Lodge podcast. That was stupid.
I started a podcast that I record while I do your podcast, and it's already more popular.
Oh, nice.
The equipment's right there.
No, but I cut someone. You were saying something, or you were saying something?
Webcomics. There's a lot of them where like it's fun to read when it's like you're reading through the archive, but as soon as you get to like trying to follow it weekly, it's too much of a story.
Oh, so frustrating.
Yeah.
It's like binge watching something on Netflix that you know the next season is about to come up.
Yeah.
Like you watch all the shows and you've super gotten into it, and then the season starts and you just get 1 hour. And you're like, that's it?
You know what's funny about that is I when it comes to watching stuff on Netflix, back when there was like terrestrial TV, that doesn't make any sense, but you know what I mean. There, you had to wait like a good 6 or 7 months or 8 months for the next season to come out, and by that time, enough time had passed where like the different hairstyles were like justified, and like there was that enough of like enough of a time jump where you were like, oh cool, this person's doing this now. But when you watch it on Netflix, it's like instantaneous.
Why are you doing your lapels like that?
And it feels a bit weird to me to see like, okay, this person, like this little girl that was like a little girl in season 1 is now like a year older, like, but playing the same exact role. And I don't know, it's just a little weird to me. I kind of miss the old days where you had to wait. So that's why I like with House of Cards, you have to wait a good like year before the next season comes out, and at that point you've like forgotten some details, so they can introduce something new and fresh. But when you watch stuff back to back, which I fucking love doing, but it's still a bit.
Make us stop. It's not going to happen.
Yes, Netflix, I am still watching. Quit asking.
Yeah, I'm still watching
You
it.
know, right?
No, I
Seriously.
don't have a problem.
You'll know I'm not watching it when I close the browser window.
Mary, this is Seth from Netflix. Thanks for calling in. What can I help you with?
Well, every time I get on the browser, it asks me, "Are you still watching Orange is the New Black?"
Okay, are you using Chrome or Internet Explorer or Firefox?
Well, no, I've been staring in my neighbor's window. They're watching Orange is the New Black, and I've just been watching it from their shrubs.
Okay. And so, what browser are they watching it on? Is it on their TV or on a laptop or what?
That's a good question. Let me break in their house and find
No,
out.
no, Mary,
honey,
no.
That lady is. Don't look. That lady is
Just,
back.
I'm just here. No, don't
I
even
just
worry
wanna
about it.
watch the next episode.
Are you good? Are you still watching Orange is the New Black?
Mary, you've got me on speakerphone.
Because I am.
Listen, we stopped watching because every time we do, you creep over here.
Well, I need to know what happens to Big Tasty.
Mary, can you put me on the phone with your neighbors, please?
Yeah, here they are.
Hello?
Hey, this is Kelsey from Netflix. I just want to let you guys know this call might be recorded for training purposes.
Call the police.
I'm just going to go ahead and take the remote, okay? I'm going to back it up because I don't remember what happened.
Oh, shoot, you broke the TiVo, too.
I get distracted every time there's lesbian sex on this thing, so like every 5 minutes.
All right, so we're gonna end it with a couple more freestyle raps.
Fantastic.
All right.
Let me find some.
Second time's the charm.
He'll get
John.
another chance to save the youth center. But John's got to start it.
Yo, I guess I gotta rap now. Say la vie. Life is cruel. Go fuck yourself.
That was good.
Yeah, I thought that was good. I broke the mold.
Yo, stop talking. You gotta rap. I'm sick of this verbal mouthy crap. You gotta say stuff on beats and play with your feet and show me your dick and go and shuck that weed. That's right.
Show us your dick and shuck some weed.
Can't rap now. Too busy watching Orange is the New Black. Can't rap watching the New Black. I wanna watch their racks, cause they are about titties in that show.
There's lots of titties on the show.
Yo, shucking wheat. It's what I do. My name is Farmer John. Hey, I'm a Jude, but that really doesn't matter. My religious stance. I like to make white bread without wearing my pants.
He's
Yeah.
a Jewish
I like to fuck wheat bread with my
and
Jewish
he
dick.
fucks
Nope,
wheat
that's too
bread.
anti-Semitic for this rap. Just kidding. Moving on, taking race out of the game.
Gonna take race out of the game.
Take race out of the game.
Everybody get up. Yeah, everybody get up. We've got Jewish farmers. They shot your dick. They told this guy that he was real sick. I called Netflix and they wouldn't answer. It turns out it was just a disaster. Now I'm dead in the oven and naked too. What are these guys gonna do? Shot him in the dick, shot her in the knot. And now we all know that we're astronaut lube.
Astronaut lube.
Not lose.
Astronaut lube.
Going back to Netflix chill. I just can't. No, I can't get my fill. I'm not really trying to come up with a rhyme that can make this whole thing fit. But what? Guess I can't do it. I know what. I'll just go and glue it.
He did the thing okay.
Better than me. He did better than me. Pretty much, he's better than me. John just needs some confidence. He just needs some compliments.
Yo, I fuck about weird shit. I mean rap about weird shit. I don't even care. I fuck about weird shit too. Here we go. Yo, I was on the moon fucking some guy in my fucking spacesuit, and I looked at the sky. There were lots of planets in gaseous forms. Gaseous forms? What the fuck? I saw the Enterprise going by. Picard whipped out his dick and let it fly. He said, "Hello, son. Welcome to Starfleet. I want to play with your little girl feet."
Hey, it's me, Picard, and I'm gonna show you my dick hard. I'm gonna show it right into your space ass, because we're all out of space lube. That's right, straight in the tube.
Everyone knows Jeff Bezos is crazy.
Hey, it's me, Jeff Bezos, the prime directive. Put your dick in my butt and then let it get rectum. Yo, we're here on Alpha 6. I really like it when you show me your dicks. That's right, Picard, you got two of them things. It's a French dick thing, and you got two of them. One is a Borg dick, but I don't really care. The Borg dick doesn't have any pubic hair.
Engage.
Engage.
Yeah, engage.
Resistance is futile.
It's a futile on the hollow dick. Yeah. On the hollow dick. Resistance is futile on the hollow dick.
Get upon that hollow dick.
The Borg gave him 2 dicks. He's got them. There's 2.
He's fully functional.
Shut up, Wesley. Oh my God.
Oh, so good.
Anything in my life inevitably comes back to Star Trek or like Space Loop.
Or that one episode of Star Trek where Data boned.
One
Oh,
episode
Tasha Yar?
where
Yeah.
we go with Tasha Yar.
Man, I watched that show so much growing up. I loved it. It's so nostalgic for me.
I was just looking at a meme the other day that it reminded me of every time Riker had to have a conversation with somebody up on the security level of the deck. And like he would sit on the control panel just right on the button.
Yeah, I saw that.
Really?
Did you just fire all the photon torpedoes?
That's awesome, dude.
Did you see the clip of him like?
Well, the response to that was great too, which is if we haven't figured out how to make our panels ass-proof by the 24th century, we don't deserve to be in space.
Deserve it.
Totally.
Which is fair. But then wouldn't Riker's butt... Like, I guess if they wanted to launch them all, Picard and Riker would have to sit at the same time.
It's like missile keys.
Yeah. It's like butt dialing, but at war. Like, you just butt killed a bunch of Klingons. When I see, like, when you look at the episodes, though, it's so funny because you think, like, the user experience of these, like computer interfaces must be horrible because they have to hit, like, 600 buttons to do one simple command.
And they're all just, like,
random.
purple or beige buttons.
And you think it'd be, like, slidey movements, like, with your finger, like, bloop, bloop. It's like tap, tap, tap. It's like a typewriter. It's like there can't be 87 taps to get, like, shields up.
Well, maybe there's a whole bunch of, like, rectal stuff, as we've established.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, they're doing a lot more work than just with their
And
hands.
they've got the vocal, like, Picard's got the vocal control that, like, he can say something, and it just changes the display in front of your hand. Suddenly it's a bunch of different buttons. Because they
True.
bring up the Theta protocol. Oh,
Engage dick mode.
Oh.
My buttons just turned into pictures of dicks.
Q. All right, here we go. One more rap.
Oh, boy.
All right. You did good last time. You got this.
You actually came out, it was pretty impressive in the first, like, 2 seconds. I was really impressed with the way John rapped last time.
For 2 seconds. For 2 seconds. Next time, make it 4.
We all know I can't last that long. Stamina. It's really hard. I ain't able to get up to par. I guess I'll work out till I get the best. I will hope to get under that dress, but I can't. It ain't what I is. You are the best. I know who you is. I just rhymed is with is. You know what I'm saying? At least I'm trying to stick to the beat.
You can get up my skirt anytime that you want. I like it when you walk around and flaunt your dick. My name is Cheryl Ann and I live in space. I don't even care what skin is your race.
Engage dick mode.
Engage dick mode.
Engage dick mode. Engage dick mode. Engage dick mode.
Shut up, Wesley! Shut up, Wesley!
Yo, engage that dick mode, son. I've been waiting here all day with my pussy in the sun. Sun tan my vag, it's what I do. I lay here all day, I can't go number 2. I'm just waiting for your D, gotta get that shit up. I don't even care if you put down that cup, even though I really like it when you pour liquor on my bod when we're doing it. I like you hot, Rod.
My name is Wesley Crusher. I like to eat gushers, and I ain't never engaged the dick mode. I got no chance. I've had no time. I ain't even sure I'm fully functional this time.
What about that time you was with Ashley Judd? Man, I would have killed to get into that crud.
Yo, let's hear from Beverly Crusher. She's been quiet this whole time, but I know she's got something to say.
You're my son and I'm ashamed of you. Why did you stay on the ship when I left? It didn't make any sense that you would hang out there and I would go away.
Why'd you put me in the sweaters, Mom? No one liked those sweaters, Mom.
You shut
People
up.
made fun of the sweaters, Mom.
And also your pants were open in the back. I made sure weren't no girls gonna want you while I was gone. We call that birth control in the Crusher house, son.
Hey, it's me. I'm Tasha Yar. I just got done fucking Data over at the bar. That Android D, it's so good to me. I got that C++ up in my pussy. Yeah. Android dick. Android dick.
Android dick.
Android dick.
I've heard he can't end a sentence with a contraction, but he does seem to be able to put the N in T. I don't know what any of those things are, but that's assumed protocol for getting it on. Yeah.
Prom directive, bitch. That's what I'm saying. I ain't making.
Hey, this is Worf. I'm up here on the bridge. I call it my porch. I've got a little sandwich. I'm gonna launch some missiles. My throat really hurts from making this voice.
I'm Deanna Troy, and I have a weird accent, which makes no sense, but I'm feeling all of your emotions at once, and I can tell that you're all really horny because you don't know how to have sex in space without the lube. And neither do I.
My name is Dr. Pulaski, and I'm gonna take you to the Tasky. No one likes me. I was horrible. I replaced Beverly Crusher because she hated her son.
For just one season,
Just one season.
Pulaski sucks dick. Wait, no, she doesn't suck dick. Maybe she does.
that
I
is
feel like she
unconfirmed.
munches rug. I'm just gonna say
It's
it.
a serious. That's a rug haircut.
I mean, obviously Tasha Yar has the lesbianist haircut on Star Trek
Who
Next
has the
Generation.
lesbianist haircut?
Did you
on
guys-
Star Trek
Mirror,
Next
mirror on the wall. Who has the lesbianist
Lesbianist
hair
haircut
of the
of the
wall?
wall?
Do you guys remember where she was always talking about the rape gangs on her planet? And
Yeah.
then they did that
Yeah.
flashback to her being chased by the rape gangs.
Yeah.
I know it's
Yeah.
horrible, but it's really funny looking back, like how many times she said rape gangs on the show and like coming from a planet of rape gangs.
Drink-
Like now it's just funny to me.
Drink
How-
every
how does
time
that
she says rape
you know,
gangs.
How does that economically sustain itself?
I don't think it could. Like
Well, their chief export is rape.
hello, I'm,
Tourism.
Their chief import is space lube.
hello, I'm Captain Picard. What is your main export? Rape. Okay, we're
Can we join the Federation?
No, beam us all up, thanks.
Well, it's traditional in our culture to welcome you with a small amount of rape.
We're fine.
I mean, I believe the Prime Directive
Send Riker.
requires you to
Yes, I will leave my Lieutenant Riker with you, and he'll explain.
and Data.
And
Data.
Data. Okay. Riker out. I mean, Picard out. Fuck. God damn it. Okay, I'm Riker. I don't want to be... End scene.
Good call.
You put on the wig, you're Riker now.
All right, plugs. What do we got? What's going on? What do you have coming up, John Araya?
Oh, I just joined the Comedy Sports Seattle roster.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
yeah. Congratulations,
Thank
dude.
you. And
When are you
so,
gonna do a show? I want to know.
Let
As
us know when you do a
soon
show.
as I put myself in the schedule and I am put in.
Yeah, get better at plugging yourself on Facebook. You know I live on Facebook.
It impacts my whole functional illiteracy thing,
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
but I will try.
Oh, well, you do, please. Make a little picture. Make little pictographs, emojis. Like, you're a poop, and,
You sound like my mom so far. Go on.
Yeah, Comedy Sports is a chicken. It's a chicken poop.
Mhm.
Friday.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There you go.
I just had a thought, even though I know we're doing plugs now and the podcast is ending, but Egyptians pretty much used emojis for everything, right? Ancient Egyptians?
Basically, they just use
Hieroglyphics
Egyptians.
were just emojis.
Oh,
Like,
I want to find like a wall and like a pyramid where there's just like poop emoji, like all the actual.
you should find like a
emojis.
blank wall in a temple and just take a
Yes,
chisel,
do
like
it yourself.
emoji some shit out there, and then make a Rosetta Stone to describe what it is right next to it.
I'm waiting for us to like actually find out that like all the hieroglyphics are a bunch of like teenagers texting about unimportant things.
Hello.
Totally. They would stab it in the wood. What am I talking about? They'd carve it in the clay and then like wait till it dried and then throw it to each other to like the other pyramid.
Oh my
Like,
God, Hatshepsut is so sideways.
Hatshepsut?
Hatshepsut?
Oh, Hatshepsut.
Jepson is so sideways. Standing bird, running water.
Anubis pelican.
Poop emoji.
Dick and poop emoji.
One seeing eye, cat I like.
Nice. Onk. Onk, 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 onk.
Honk honk.
All right, Madonna, what do you have coming up?
I've got the Monkey Pub Wednesdays at 9 p.m. and try to do something useful with my life.
Awesome. You guys do any more puppet stuff? You and Parky?
I'd like to.
We certainly would
Oh my
like
gosh,
to.
I'm always gonna call you Parky from now on.
Parky. Our puppet conspiracy has not yet come to a close, so I don't know if we could get into Unexpected on a Wednesday duo or something like that, but we're gonna try and do something a little more codified with our puppets, with their blink triggers and their hands.
Yeah, I want to do something maybe more long form.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Yeah, we just need the time to something that's going to require a little bit more rehearsal, I think.
Yeah, I'm thinking about like an improvised Sesame Street kind of deal, or
Yeah, I can see that.
I've been hanging on to the table throughout because for some reason I'm rolling away.
Madonna, come back!
You clearly have power over it.
For
Good at
those,
grabbing the
for
table.
those out in podcast world, my garage is at a 75% gradient.
Is it
so,
at a slide? So it's not just me.
Come
I'm
back!
Like, oh, no.
Come back!
I'm floating away with all the space lube.
She has a lavalier mic and she's actually a quarter of a mile down the road right now.
I'm in Ballard. I'm recording my part.
Parker, what do you have coming up?
Surprisingly little.
Yeah.
So I talked about my podcast, Driving Miss Wiki. That probably won't be up by the time this comes up, but look for that in the next few weeks.
Okay.
We have a buddy up for the basement in March.
Which is the troop that you and I are in.
Yes.
With
I
Aaron
realized
Walden
I
and
gestured, but that...
Molly Tollefson. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's I want to do a bunch more shows, so if we can work on getting ourselves booked. I know the pocket fills up pretty quickly.
Yeah, but now they're gonna have a second space.
Oh, they
Did you
are?
hear about that?
Oh,
No,
really?
where is it?
They're in Inkscape in Soto.
Oh, awesome.
Ooh, shitballs. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Soto. Let's do some improv and then get stabbed.
Seriously.
I feel really positive about that. I don't want to come down on Soto. I don't know why I love industrial stuff so much, but I do hate getting stabbed, so I hope that doesn't happen.
Inkscape is a cool building.
Oh, yeah.
I've taken a puppet class there before.
Cool.
Puppet. God, I should take a puppet class.
You should totally. Rachel Jackson is the person who I took the class from. She does classes all the time. You should totally take
I
it.
keep missing paths.
Did you
with
say Rachel Jackson or Michael Jackson? Let's be honest.
It's Michael Jackson. He's not really dead, people.
He just teaches puppet
I
classes.
knew it.
But it's the black version. Like,
Right. Not the
I
white
love
guy
teaching
playing him in the movie.
puppets.
yeah, he does like puppets. Yeah,
For the children.
that's pretty much it.
We should make a podcast called Jesus Juice, the four of us. All right. Seriously, thank you guys
It's
for
all
coming out.
rapping.
Oh, thank you for having us.
It was
Yeah.
it was a delight. It was really fun. There's a difference when I have people that don't take this the wrong way. That's a horrible way to start a sentence. When I have
I'm not racist, but
I'm not racist, but I hate every other race but white people. Okay, that's a podcast. I'm kidding. No, the week before last, or maybe it was 3 weeks ago, I had on a bunch of people that are like in theater sports at UP, and they're like alumni, like they've been doing improv for 20 plus years, and it was really intimidating, and it's really fun and relaxing to do podcasts with people that suck at improv.
I've
No,
got
I'm just kidding.
nothing.
that's what I was thinking when I came in today.
No, but like seriously though, it's nice just to be able to be silly and not worry about trying to impress anybody and just being myself and us being able to be ridiculous and stupid, and I really appreciate it. So
It's like I feel like my self-esteem throughout this podcast has been on like a trope, and now it's on its slow
slope
ebb.
down.
Like,
Yeah, it's like a-
down
like
here.
a
Oh,
mushroom
so-
trip.
Okay, great.
But you guys are welcome back anytime. I'm gonna not be
Good.
recording next week because my girlfriend's parents are gonna be in town.
Oh, yeah.
And
You
so-
record a podcast with them.
Podcast with your girlfriend's parents.
So what's it like being a deacon at the Catholic Church? Oh, what's it like farming?
Are they really?
Vanessa's parents are fantastic. Like her dad Ronnie is awesome. They live on a farm in Missouri, and
Oh,
he
wow.
does like he farms corn and soybeans. And I went down to visit last year, and he actually like let me drive one of his trucks to like the ethanol plant to drop off the corn, and showed me how they like measure the moisture factor. Like he's the coolest guy. He like barely speaks, but when he does speak, it's like hilarious. He's one of those guys.
Awesome.
And so they're fantastic. I love them to death.
Yeah, it's hilarious that Vanessa is in love with my parents.
Oh my gosh. We went camping last year, and Parker invited us, and we were almost at the point of doing that very Seattle thing where you like say you're going to go and then you don't go.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, no, we're fucking going to go. We're going to go do this. And we went, and we thought it was going to be camping like by a beach. It was up in the mountains in the middle of the woods, and we packed swimsuits, and it got to like 30 degrees at night. So we were freezing, but I had an amazing time. And Parker's mom is hilarious, dude.
Oh, she's a sweet lady.
She is. So if you're listening to this, what's her name?
Shannon.
Shannon,
I thought you were gonna say mom.
we love you.
Mom.
But yeah, guys, thanks for coming out. Seriously. And,
We all love our mothers.
Cool. I'm gonna hit stop record now, and that means.
ya?
Does anyone have any parting words?
The antidote dies with me.
Always bring your space lube.
I hope I'm getting paid for this.
Good luck.
The devil speaks to me every night when I go to sleep. That's not true. God, now it's going to be though. Like I'm going to be haunted by the devil. That was
Wouldn't that be ironic?
exactly. It.